On Wellness Week Live. What's up, everybody? I am DJ Anthony. This is Magnus, our PhD in biochem, and I don't even know. I might get rid of this sign. It's starting to annoy me. But hey, subscribe and like, everybody. It's a professional operation here. So Wellness Week.
Please do. What's up, guys?
How's it going? Today's topic, should professional athletes be allowed to use PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs, anything and everything? Should it be allowed? Here we go. I say, let it rip. Do whatever the hell you want. Take monkey hormones. I don't give a shit. Do it, man. That's the short of it. Now I have a reason why. But Magnus, what is do you think pro athletes should or shouldn't, or kind of maybe? Like, what's your view on it?
So my mind is very split on this, due to a couple of reasons. I mean, I'm all for it. For like looking at it, we're talking about they're usually multi-million-dollar investments in a pro athlete, right? If it could help them come back from an injury better, if they could actually like recover 100% or whatnot from it, fine. To be honest, like I'm not gonna lie, it feels like most pro athletes are in the gray zone anyway, as is.
Yeah.
Like just look at the Olympics; they're not supposed to be pro athletes, but
right,
it's insane. I mean, it's way worse in certain sports than others.
Of course, but everybody's on something. And by the way, to the viewers, I mean, Magnus, Magnus, was a former professional athlete, military. He's a professional trainer right now. I coach tennis. I compete in triathlons. We're both not two has-beens, so just to kind of give context. But and I get it. We're not professional athletes now, but we understand the ethos and the parameters of things. And here's my thing, Magnus. Professional athletes in America, and probably all over the world, but professional athletes in America, essentially, they're entertainers. They're entertaining. That's why 80,000 people pack into an arena. That's why people watch television, to be entertained. So they are athletes, but they're making money because why? Because it's entertainment. They're not defending our country. They're not finding a cure for cancer. There's no, other use to a pro athlete than to entertain. So they're entertaining us, and for that, I'm all for. Look, you want to, and I think everyone thinks PEDs, they think steroids, and I'm all for it. Take steroids, take monkey hormones, take the powder, because like you alluded to, Magnus, they're already kind of sort of, maybe, but not really, but kind of sort of, who's taking this pill or who's taking this powder or who's using this liquid nitrogen or hydrogen. Everyone's not like, what's the purity test? Like what? That nobody can do anything? Everything has to be vegetables and chicken, and nobody can do. I mean, if that's the case, then everyone should be blood tested every week and nothing but regular food, and that's it. So everybody's on some kind of thing that's performance enhancing drug. Like, whoop-de-doo. Like,
the only thing when you start, I mean, it's a slippery slope, however you say it. Like, when are you allowed to start using it, and how? I mean, I always say this, and this is like when it comes to testosterone treatment and everything like that. If it's controlled by a medical doctor that knows what they're doing, and you're taking tests and things like that, I mean, I'm like, go for it, because it's still under controlled form. And I have several friends that are on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, and they are extremely happy with it. Like, from where they used to be with low test values and things like that to where they are now, when they have increased it. It's not like they're taking concentrations or doses as pro bodybuilders,
right,
but it's just bumping it up a bit. And I mean, like, well, if you feel so much better and your life becomes so much better, I'm all for that 100%.
Yeah, but then what, again, like I said, where's the line drawn, right? So now, and then what? If someone can afford a professional chef and a dietitian and a nutritionist, but the other person can't, that's an unfair advantage. It's cheating. It's like, listen, you're pros. Do what the hell you want. You got the money. You want to friggin' you want to live on broccoli, live on broccoli. You want to take horse hormones and knock yourself out, dude. It's entertainment ultimately. This is not something that's a life and death thing. We're talking about surgeons. Hey, that's surgeons. Now, obviously, surgeons shouldn't be on drugs, right? They get tested. Why? Because it can hurt us. But a football player that wants to take steroids or not take steroids, that doesn't hurt us, and that might hurt each other. But again, they're getting paid for this. They're all on the same page. You want to take roids or not roids? No one says you have to play in the NFL. This is not war. So I don't know. I'm just like, bro, you do you, like whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing. Like you brought something up. Like it could be, if someone is using it, it could be a potential increased risk for someone that is not. But again, like we're already talking about the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of like assets, and you mentioned a lot of things. They also put in hundreds of thousands of dollars for maintenance, their body maintenance. We're talking about nutrition, we're talking about massage therapists, we're talking about chiropractors, we're talking about medical doctors doing all their testing and things like that. Right. So it's and also it comes down to this. Like, can they prolong their career and earn more money? Like, fine. It's the same thing too. I mean, they have a very short lifespan, and also like looking at it at the end of the day, it's always going to be the owners that are the top winners of this equation.
But by the way, we're talking about people can get hurt. Okay, in the football analogy, right? But again, no one's forcing you to play football. And look. What about golf? Or what about tennis? Or what about swimming, where nobody's getting hurt, so it's not like, oh, you're going to hurt somebody because you're taking steroids and tackling them now. But again, if you open it up, everyone can do it. And then you can make the argument, well, wait a second. They're all making millions, right? These professional athletes, not all of them, but NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, the big ones, right? Now, if I want to party and piss my money away and not invest in my health and performance, but the other athlete does, hey, shouldn't that be outlawed? Because they're better performance than me. They can hurt me now. So like, where do we draw the line here? Like, it's just like, hey, dude, this is the sport. It's not the military draft. It's an NFL draft. It's not like, like you want to spend your money and be performance enhanced, or you want to get the professional masseuse or the dietitian to help you, but the other person wants to snort cocaine and party. Again, you're adults. Like anything could be an advantage or cheating or it's just,
of course.
Let it rip.
I mean, and that's, again, hiring your like a coaching team, maybe hiring a mental coach, things like that. Is that a disadvantage, or are using? Yeah, of course they're not using a chemical, but
it's an advantage, right? Isn't it an advantage that the Yankees have more money than I don't know, than than Cincinnati or than Denver or than Seattle, or isn't that cheating because they have more money? Where do you draw the line? It's like, again, no one's forcing these people to go into this thing, and you get into it. The risks and all that stuff. And hey, take roids, don't take roids, take the powders, the pills, the
Anthony, then we can start talking too. Is it fair that a league can decide where you're supposed to work? So if you end up in playing in Florida or Texas, you have no income taxes in those states, right?
You can afford better.
If you end up in California, your state tax is going to be way higher, so you have to pay more taxes. And this is this insane way how things work. For instance, in the pro leagues, depending on where you're playing each week, you are going to get taxed in whichever state you're playing in. Right. So if your team is located based in California and you play in Florida, that week you're not going to pay income taxes or whatever it is. At least less income taxes.
Right. And you can buy better equipment and better stuff for yourself and better nutritional things for yourself. So, right. Is that an advantage? Again, like I say, let people do whatever the hell performance enhancing drug. If you want to roid up, dude. Like, it's not, these are the pros. And everyone knows what they're getting themselves into. No one's forcing you to play.
Look at it this way. So this has probably changed, but around 80 to 85%, or even more, up to like 90% of the steroids used in the world is basically general population. We're not talking about people that actually earn money.
Right. They just want to look good
for performance, right? It's people that want to look good naked, be jacked up, or be strong as hell or whatnot, or have more muscles or whatever it is, right? So it's kind of crazy that it's so spread as is, and no one is really talking about it.
It's everywhere. It's prolific, and it's a big red herring. It really shouldn't even be an argument. It's a pretend argument, right? It's like the drug war. Like anybody and everybody almost is doing drugs. Like the drug war, you know. It's like, give me a break, dude. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're taking a substance to feel better, and is that shameful? Well, why are you taking painkillers? Why are you taking all the like Oxycontin and things like that? Yeah, I mean, so we can always twist and turn the argument back and forth, and then say, what about the kids? You know, role models, things like that. Yeah, I mean, again, like we mentioned before, it's already like a lot of people are already in the gray zone, and it's kind of like Lance Armstrong. He's a hero until it gets popped, you know. And everybody else is doing it too.
All the cyclists are doing it, right? Education is important. Let the kids know the downsides to it, and most people
testing
pros anyways. So.
Yeah, and also have someone that actually knows what they're doing when they're actually prescribing it and giving it out or things like that. So yeah, I mean, again, it's for me, it's not clear cut, but I'm more kind of like, yeah, I'm a little bit like you. I kind of given up on it. It's like you said, you do you.
All right, man. So that's it. That's the final word. I'm going to sign us off. We have a next show coming up. Here we go, baby. Everyone have a great rest of the week. Got more shows coming up. Tune in.